Welcome to ATP Customs. Well, today's feature, my 78 Jimmy. And we're not at the shop anymore. We're in my backyard. The Jimmy is home. So we're going to do a feature, talk about everything we've done to the Jimmy. And at the end of the video, since there's been so many people asking about the Squarebody dually, where is that project? It was going to the frame shop. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. So, I bought this Jimmy 2 blocks from my home, my last home that I lived in, and it was sitting there in a garage since 2003, I believe. That was the last time it was insured and driven, and it looked like this. It had a 4-inch lift, 33-inch tires with white spoke wheels, running boards, and that's it. But it did have 3/4 tons in a big block. So I thought it was the perfect start for what I wanted to do. And then I built it, and then I built it again. It's kind of what I do. So let's start from the ground up. We'll start with the tires and wheels, the jewelry. We have a set of 39.5 by 1350 by 20-inch Super Swamper IROCs on a set of 20-inch fuel assault wheels. I had 37-inch Cooper Discoverers, and I couldn't stand them. They drove me crazy. I also have 373 gears in this, so the 37s, even on the highway, they weren't cutting it. So we switched to 40s, and it's really nice and smooth on the highway. We have a set of 3/4 ton corporate diffs, which I really like using in the short boxes and Jimmys. I like the 9.5-inch ring gear in it because they're not quite as heavy as the 10.5. They come with a posi. So yes, it has posi. It has 4-wheel disc brakes. With the 4-wheel disc brake conversion, you get the emergency brake on the pinion, which is really nice if you're in 4-wheel drive. You can lock the emergency brake and all 4 tires will actually lock up on a hill. Now I have a whole ton of different brands of products on this truck for suspension. Stuff I've tried over the years, and it actually worked. Everything I've done has turned out to ride really nicely. So starting the back. We have a set of Trailmaster traction lift bars. Now that's a 2-inch bar that lifts your springs up, and you can adjust where you want your traction bar set, and it will tip your pinion upwards a little bit, depending on how much you want. And it worked out really nice. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but I'm loving them. We have BDS 6-inch soft ride lifts, so 6 in the front and 4.5 in the rear. Had to build drive shafts using 3/4 ton drive shafts and cut them down. Now a lot of guys had troubles doing 6-inch lifts in these things because of the angles and the vibrations. I only have the 1-inch spacers under the transfer case, and the traction lift solved my vibration problem because I was able to tilt the drive shaft and pinion a lot more than I could with the little blocks. We have dual BDS shocks up front using ProComp dual shock mounts. I have braided lines, which I haven't actually put the little clip in yet. I'm not quite done. A couple of little details. Oh, we went with a BDS dual steering stabilizer. I did have ProComp one in it, but I just didn't like the white and the blue shock theme on this truck since it's all black and red. So I got rid of those. This steering stabilizer kit's about $100 more than the ProComp one, but it's a much nicer kit. I'd say it's even better than my Superlift kit that's in the Monster Blazer. It also has Oracle wheel rings all the way around, so all the wheels light up. I had to build little spacers for the sway bar because they don't make them anymore and none were available. There's been a lot of things on here I had to build. I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of birds in my neighborhood. It's a bird sanctuary around here. Paint. We have paint from a 2019 F450, and it's loaded full of metallic. go over in the sun here. See if you can see it. And I actually did not know when I picked the color that it was so full metallic, but I love it. Turned out nice. Steering. I had to steal the drop pitman arm out of my Monster Blazer that has a 12-inch lift, and it worked perfect for a 6-inch lift. So I still have the factory arm here, and the one on the bottom is from a 4-inch lift, and it still wasn't enough. So I had to use that bar, and it actually, everything turned out just right. It rides nice. It steers better than it did with the 37s, which is surprising. So that covers the suspension. Did the clear lights from Brothers Truck Parts. They do stick out a little bit on top. No, they're not upside down. You can't flip them around. Why they make them like that, not sure, but that is the only option. We have the Oracle headlights, which I love. Might as well go to interior next. It's all factory interior. Power windows, power locks. We have a factory console restored. Oh wait, let me get the button. It is full of marine audio. We have all Clarion 6.5-inch speakers in the doors and behind the seats. And in the back, we have 4 Clarion 12-inch marine subs. The really awesome thing about those is when you actually take the roof off, you don't lose all of the bass. That was the point of going to those. They can get wet. I can have the roof off and still get bass out of it. And it worked. Love it. There is a Kenwood 1800 watt amp that requires 0-gauge wire underneath the passenger seat. And we have a Nitrous Express kit in the console. You just reach down, open it up, and the only thing I haven't done yet is figured out where I want the fun button. Do I want to put it right down here? Do I want it on the end of the shifter? I'm still figuring that out. Oh yes, we also have an Alpine Bluetooth CD player with Bluetooth right there. I did a bunch of new pieces like this from Brothers Truck Parts, but I wanted to keep the original dash just because. Why not? Did all new carpet. I did the new trim pieces here along the carpet from Brothers Truck Parts as well. Well, let's get under the hood. Oh, before I forget on the hood, we actually did a rock guard all along right here because being it's such a flat piece, it gets so many rock chips when you're driving. So that has worked out really well. I've been driving it for 3 years now with no chips. And we have a 454 bored out to 461. We have a comp cam, roller rockers in it. Did all the shiny chrome stuff on the front end. I don't even know who makes all that. We have a set of Patriot headers in this thing, running into 2.5-inch duals, Flowmaster Super 40s on it, a Spectre dual intake. It's got an Edelbrock 750, and solenoids still have to get finished wiring up. I just wanted to squeeze in a video before we went driving. It's a factory air conditioning unit, and I'm actually just wheeling and dealing on a kit that my friend has, and it's all the air conditioning setup, and it's all completely chromed already. So it may be getting that upgrade. It also has a 3-inch body lift that my buddy Jesse at Another Level Off-Road did for me, since he has a hoist and I don't. BC Born Wheeler actually did this one, I think. This was a trim piece that I got from Brothers Truck Parts from the tailgate of a Chevy. They didn't make them for the Blazers and Jimmys, so we actually just cut it down and shaped it to fit. Had to trim a little off of here, and it literally just sticks on. I like that little finishing touch. And this thing was originally on propane, and I kept running out of fuel, So we switched it over to gas, which meant all new fuel tank. Had to build all the fuel lines. The cross member was missing, so I had to go steal that out of my Monster Blazer. And had the skid plate powder coated by the guys over at Calver Coatings, Corey and Kyle, thank you. And it has a trailer hitch. My plan was so I could haul my boat to the lake. So I wanted a vehicle. They could go to the car shows and it would haul anything and everything. And it will do that. And it's actually turned into my golf cart. I went golfing 27 times in this thing the first year. The first year it was finished. And my son just bought me, he just bought me a brand new driver since we broke mine the last time we went out. So after this video, we're going to take the Jimmy to the golf course and try this thing out. See how it is. But yes, this actually is my golf cart. This thing does go golfing. My plan was to be able to hold golf bags and chairs and stuff in between the subs so you didn't lose all the space. We were going to mount the Nitrous kit back here, but I didn't want to lose space for the golf bags. So Mr. White had a brilliant idea of putting it in the console, and I love it. Worked out perfect. It has a Turbo 400 behind it with a 205 transfer case. They're both built by Interior Transmission. This motor was built by Progressive Automotive. Like I mentioned in my Squarebody Challenge video, Progressive Automotive built a ton of motors in this area. Anytime I hear that, it's usually a good investment. If you can snag that one, they built some really nice stuff. And I'm actually struggling because I've gone this far that I have a great big nasty cam that would suit this thing perfect. Because it was on propane, it's pretty, it's 10-to-1 compression. My camshaft is recommended for 10.2-to-1 compression, but it means I'd have to change to a 3500 stall converter in this, which would make it really, really fun, but not so much in some ways. I was trying to build something I could just drive and be reliable, but I always take things too far usually. Body lift. Let's talk about the body lift. Now the body lift, they don't make the bumper brackets to raise the front bumper and the rear bumper. And if I raise the rear bumper, then my trailer hitch is going to look ridiculous. It will just stick down too low. So that is what's holding me up from raising the bumpers. And I was going to ship this to August Motor Luxury Cars very soon. I was supposed to be doing it weeks ago, and that hasn't happened. I was supposed to be having this thing finished in 2 weeks, and we're 6 weeks later, and this is about the second time we've built this thing. But oh well, we are very, very close to the end. And next we're going to take this thing to the golf course. So those of you that are wondering where is the 1-ton dually, well, I was taking it to the frame shop. They were 2 weeks behind, and that turned into 4 weeks. They are the only frame shop in town. We have one frame shop, and I don't even know how many body shops using them. And projects like mine kind of, you know, get pushed behind over the body shops. So we didn't go back to it. We never went near it. I decided I'm going to dump a ton of money into this thing, get it to the level I want, and then we'll get to the 1-ton dually. So we are almost finished this, and then it leaves for August Motor Luxury Cars. And the plan is I am going to dump a ton of money into the 1-ton dually next. So this has to leave. So sorry for those of you that are watching on the dually. This is what's been holding it up. All my money went into this. And now that this is leaving, oh, you're going to see one heck of a 1-ton dually get built next. So let's go to the golf course. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe.